100 years ago, after the war, our founders created a system they believed would create lasting peace. They divided society into 5 factions.
So, what was your introduction to Divergent? Was it the script or the book?
It was a script, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
But you knew about it beforehand?
I have a cousin that was 13 at the time, and she read it, and while she was reading, I would hear from my aunt, like, this exciting details of what was happening in this character Triss.
And you play very different characters. One is kind of gung-ho, one not so sure about the Dauntless world. How would you describe Al and Will?
I would say... I'll describe Al. Go on, you describe Will.
Will comes from Erudite. Help me out. Will comes from Erudite.
Correct.
He's know-it-all.
Yeah, correct.
He's smart. He knows a lot of statistics.
Yeah, correct.
I've heard you say that before. He has a little bit of a romance. He has a romance with Zoe's character, Christina. And yeah, I think he sort of helps out with what everyone doesn't know. Will probably does know already.
Yeah.
And so it's really helpful to have that sort of friend around. Fact checker. That's
good. That's good. So should I describe Al?
Do Al, yeah.
Al is a really sensitive soul. You know, you could say like big friendly giant kind of guy. And he comes from Candor, which is the honest faction. He becomes Dauntless. And, you know, Christian has talked before about maybe being a subtext about his parents and a father who didn't quite love him in the way that Al wanted to. So he's got that sensitivity, and he comes to Dauntless, doesn't quite fit in, and struggles with some of the tasks, and is always trying to keep up, and that pressure and that insecurity leads to certain things.
That was incredible, man.
You're welcome.
Wow.
What made you want to tackle the big screen adaptation of this book?
Well, growing up, I always was a big fan of The Lord of the Rings and big movie franchises like that, where there's a whole world to get, you know, taken into. Has always really been something that I've been into. So the idea of me being part of a world like that was really cool.
And Caleb's one of the few main characters who's not part of Dauntless.
Yeah.
So what's it like being the odd man out?
All the other cast members were doing Dauntless training and stuff, and I was sort of, you know, maybe an erudite reading books and stuff.
And what was it like working with Shailene, and now you've worked with her twice?
Really great. She's just one of the best actresses around right now, in our age group, but also just in general, I think. I'm so lucky to have worked with her. And then also she's like really interesting, different, cool person.
Points for bravery, Stiff.
And for you, what's it like working with Shailene twice now in a very different type of role and relationship?
For this, it was so completely different that it was fun, like looking at her, you know, when we were about to do our fight scene. Because just a couple of months before that, you know, it's like every time we were doing a scene, it's, you know, these characters falling in love.
What was the training like?
Well, Jai just kind of carb loaded. He really put on. How much weight did you put on for Eric?
I don't know, 30, 40 pounds.
You look at, yeah, probably 30, 40 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
I just did a lot of bicep curls, a lot of protein shakes, a lot of push-ups.
So what was the most challenging stunt to perform?
Like running and jumping on the train at the end there was tough, because I thought stunt guys were gonna do all that, because the train's going pretty fast.